When Mitch called me and talked to me about being the head coach here at Kentucky, I understand the assignment. We are here to win banners.
Back outside. This is the point where he always hits it. Oh! Aaron Harrison beyond belief.
There we go. Hello, everybody. Happy Thursday to you. January 22nd, 2026. This is Kentucky Roll Call on Big X Sports Radio, 96.1 FM, 1450 AM, and we've made it to Thursday, Trivia Thursday. Woo! Corey Price in the house, joining Stephen Peak, yours truly, TJ Walker, on the other side of the wall, producer Matt Childress. Hope you're having a great start to your day, and maybe salsaritas for lunch. How about that? Taco Thursday. Ooh, quesadillas, nachos, catering, you name it. Salsaritas does it. They'll make it. Wildly addictive chips. Download that Salsaritas app. You'll save money. Always giving away something, $2 off, something like that. And you can do the catering all at the touch of your fingertips. So Salsaritas, shout out to them. And we'd love to hear from you today on the Game Day Men's Health text line, 502-414-1450. We'll get to plenty of texts, probably an hour or two, but everything we're going to talk about here in segment one, remind us of it. Talk about it, and then we'll just play trivia. Hour two, we'll get back to the text. It'll kind of allow us to get back in the basketball conversation. A conversation that is bittersweet. Another win, which I will always be happy about. However, another injury, which Kentucky just cannot avoid.
It's unbelievable.
Not only in the Mark Pope era, but just really for seemingly the last decade plus. It's just been nonstop. This go-around, it's Cam Williams, it's a broken foot, and it could be season-ending. It's undoubtedly season-altering just at the surface. But I am weirdly maybe optimistic that he could come back. Some breaks. It's so weird. We were just talking about me breaking my foot.
I know.
Yesterday's show.
Did we just talk that into existence?
That's not a real thing, but it is weird. Certainly weird that happened. I'm not crazy about it, so let's just be careful about what we talk about today. No, but that's a huge bummer for Cam. It's a bummer for this team. It's just all around bad news. But it's not impossible. You could get him back, depending on the break, 4 to 6 weeks. Not impossible. Now, well, he'd still be rusty. He'd be out of game shape. Yeah, he's like, 19 years old, 20 years old. He'll be all right. And he can still shoot with a broken foot, just a little different. He can at least just still be comfortable with the basketball in his hands. And ultimately, that's what Kentucky needs him to do. That's what he did last night against Texas. 9 points in 16 minutes, which is very impressive. Helped spread the floor during this win streak, which makes the rest of the offense better. Without him, you worry about teams sagging in a little bit more. So it's a major blow for this team. Now, UK wins. Cats needed it. Had to have it. Wasn't the prettiest thing in the world, but I'm happy about it. Any conference win, I'll take. So, first and foremost, Stephen Peak, Corey Price, producer Matt. How's everybody doing? What's up? How were your Wednesdays? How's your Thursdays been?
Yeah, no
broken bones?
My Thursday just got started about an hour and a half ago.
Oh.
So, I almost pulled a Matt. My alarm was, I guess, connected. Does this happen? It was connected to my wireless headphones, and so I didn't hear it. I was up late. I'm working on an updated video on the injury luck. We'll talk about that later on in the show. Just the unbelievable injury bad luck that Kentucky and Louisville has had the last 2 seasons with their new coaches. And, yeah, I didn't wake up. We had an interview today with Pete Nakos, Jacob Polachek set up, and I feel so bad because it was at 10 a.m., and I just didn't wake up. Yeah, so I feel terrible about that. I'm sure Jacob's not listening, but if he is, Jacob, I apologize for that.
Real quick.
I already texted him, but, again, publicly.
Breaking news, U of L has moved up their game against Virginia Tech on Saturday to 2:15. So that was going to be a night game. Now Louisville versus Virginia Tech, 2:15 on Saturday. That is
already happening.
What time did you go to bed?
I was like 5.
What?
Almost like 4:30.
I was awake before you went to bed.
Yeah.
How about that?
I got home at like 2:45, and then I had to work on some stuff. I was trying to work ahead because I was like, I got a lot of stuff to do tomorrow. Need to get some stuff done. And then just blew that this morning by not getting. I wanted to be up by like 9:30, getting some stuff taken care of. Didn't do it.
Not going to bed till 5 o'clock, Corey Price. How about that?
That's quite a flex.
That's a grinder.
Yeah. Grinder.
Gruden's grinder.
Yeah. So with Louisville moving the time up, will they go from 500 fans to 600 fans or what?
Wow. Shots fired, producer Matt. What do you think about that?
They'll probably still be louder than half the crowd at the Kentucky game last night.
Wow. And zinger right
bang,
back
bang.
at you, Corey Price.
Bing bang.
I was actually at the game last night, and I thought the crowd was great.
But this is a genuine question. As I was watching the broadcast, did it sound really quiet to people watching it?
There were a few
I
moments in the
wasn't
game
watching,
that it got a little quiet, Matt. But
Sometimes I wonder if that's a microphone thing because I agree, producer Matt. There was times, and I'm not like I'm certainly not one. If you've heard me over the years, I'm not one to be like Rupp Arena's crowd's the problem. That's why UK is not winning. Oh, all the blue hairs. For big games, Rupp Arena is as good as anywhere in college basketball. And people are like, well, other games, check out whatever environment you want to say. Check them out when they're playing Dog Poop State University too. Like it's not great. So I do think Rupp Arena and the environment gets talked about way too much in a negative light. It's a great place, and it gets really, really loud. However, yesterday, I agree, producer Matt, that there were certain parts on the game on TV. I was just like, is anybody even at the game? I can't even hear anything. And then on the radio broadcast, it didn't sound like that. So that's what made me think that maybe it was a microphone thing. But then even when it sounded like a funeral, at times there'd be this crowd pop where like, okay, well then they just turned up the volume on the mic and it was entirely too loud. Did you hear that too when all of a sudden the crowd would, like UK'd make a shot and then it'd almost blow your TV speakers out? So I think it was probably a microphone issue for why it sounded like that. But you all thought the atmosphere was pretty solid?
I thought it was, yeah. It got a little tense towards the end. It felt like Missouri. We were up 11, and they cut to a 2. I was nervous, but we've found a way to win. So I am thrilled.
made a lot of free throws down the stretch.
They did, yeah.
Would they shoot 30 of 35 from the charity stripe?
Yeah, and it was Texas that was coming in shooting a ton of free throws. So beat them at their own game.
The atmosphere was fine. It got a little quiet. I think that spillover for the student section, like that upper deck, was not quite full.
Yeah.
There were some empty seats there. You know, when it snows, I just assume that it just freaks people out enough that they're not gonna show up. I am very interested on what it's gonna look like on Saturday, though. I mean, is this gonna look like a COVID game? Is it possible?
Close, yeah.
I mean, like they're expecting it to already have like around
to start around noonish, right?
Yeah, 3 to 4 inches by noon.
Yeah, it's probably not going to be the best crowd in the world, but doesn't matter. It's Ole Miss. You got to find a way to win that game. But yeah, anyways, I thought that they're not down by 17, 15 points.
That's a win
in the
That's
first
a
half.
massive win.
That's good.
Win, yes.
They go a half tied up thanks to Denzel Aberdeen scoring that tough shot. He was good throughout the entire evening. I still thought at halftime I was kind of disappointed. Obviously, you're not as disappointed, but I thought watching that first half, Kentucky shouldn't be tied. They should be up by a little bit at the half. And then it ended up being that sort of game. It was a bit of a buffer zone game where you never felt like Kentucky was going to lose or that Texas was running away with it. But Kentucky, they were the team leading, looked like the better team. But on the flip side, the Wildcats could just never blow it open. They'd be up by 7. They'd be up by 6. They'd have the ball. And then it'd be a silly turnover or a contested or maybe a rush shot. And then just like that, Texas would tie it back up or get it back within 2. And you just felt like you were in a dogfight. And then even when Kentucky gets up by, 11?
76-65 with 5:23 to play.
Yeah, and I don't think Kentucky makes a field goal after that time. It's all free throws.
Didn't, but there was back-to-back bad calls on Trent Noah. So Kentucky gets the rebound. It's 76-65. The game's going to be over. Like, I think Andrei Yelovich has the rebound. Kentucky's in transition. They might get a layup there, go up by 13. And it's over. They call a foul on Trent Noah. Shindell Weaver makes both his free throws. Then they call another foul on Trent Noah on the offensive possession. And I don't know if Texas comes down and scores there, but I thought that was the opportunity right there, TJ, to blow the game open. And I couldn't believe that's the second time I've set up the rapid reaction to go down and get the celebration and been like, oh, are they not going to win the game? Am I going to have to go back up there and change it again? So I was relieved that Kentucky was able to hang on. I mean, they could have lost that game.
Oh, they certainly could have lost that game. I mean, it's somewhat fortunate that Denzel Aberdeen was able to get a couple bailout free throws. Kentucky hit their free throws, so that is, and again, Texas, they like playing the free throw game, so you get what you ask for in that situation. But yeah, there was several chances that Kentucky could have let go of the rope. And you're happy that they get the win, but you still just feel like this team is not putting together, forget about 40 minutes, but not even really 30 minutes. And again, just happy with the win. It's better than what other parts of this season have concluded in games, and sometimes some blowout losses. But maybe we're probably just never going to see it though, because they can't stay healthy, and that's part of the issue. Is you can't put together a 30-minute or a 35-minute, and again, forget about a 40-minute game, because every game somebody else is out or you don't know who's going to play. But at least for now, we're knowing that, all right, it's not going to be Cam. It's not going to be Jalen Lowe. JQ probably shouldn't plan on it, at least anytime soon, although I really hope that changes. Yeah. He can even help with the Cam Williams injury. I know that they're different positions.
No, you're right.
Players,
I thought that too.
He can. Cam was a versatile defender, and you're a little bit worse with him gone, and that probably means more minutes for Trent Noah, who is a bad defender and will get attacked. If you have JQ down there to help, that can go a long way. So we really need that knee to stop swelling and to get back to whatever was normal for several weeks there around the Christmas break and then even after it. Need him back. I know that he's not helping the three-point shooting that you're getting with losing Cam Williams, but he can help a lot of the defensive deficiencies. And I think this team has kind of turned a corner defensively, but part of that was Cam Williams.
He was one of the best defenders.
That's a lot of minutes you got to figure out, and we'll talk about that as the show goes on, but keep the attention somewhat on the game. Denzel Aberdeen and Otega Owe have been as good as a 1-2 punch in SEC play as just about anybody else in conference. And with Cam out, you probably tell those guys, hey, even more so. They shot 30 shots yesterday. I think these two are better than the two guys I'm going to mention, but I guess it's up for debate. Reminds me a little bit of when Ramel Bradley and Joe Crawford just kind of had to go do the thing on offense. Probably back when you were in school.
That's
07, right. Around that time, where it was just like, all right, let's hope those two guys have a good game, and if they do, you got a chance. But if one of them are off, then we're probably going to be in a bit of trouble. Both of those guys are great, and that is true. If one of those two guys just has an entirely off night, Kentucky's probably going to be in big trouble. The third person, though, his flu game.
Yes.
Sick.
Yep.
Colin Chandler was incredible. He had that little 7-0 run himself there in the second half to help push Kentucky ahead and give themselves a bit of a comfortable lead. He was great. Incredible passer. Helped Kentucky on the glass as well. He was Kentucky's leading rebounder with 7 rebounds, tying Andre Yelovich. Colin Chandler was our MVP on the postgame show, just doing a little bit of everything. So those three guys, they combine for what?
55 points.
60 minus the 2 on each. 55 points. Yeah, incredible stuff.
Yeah, Colin was great. Another guy that was great last night, once again, Malachi Moreno.
6 assists and 5 blocks. Yeah.
That's how many guys over 7 foot are getting 6 assists?
I looked.
Of course you did.
5 blocks.
It's only happened.
I didn't mention that on the postgame.
It's only happened at UK 3 times. It's Malachi twice and Dakari Johnson once. That's it.
Do you now? I know this might sound crazy. Are we gonna get a year or two out of Malachi Moreno? Because as my guy Zach Gagan, he's always sending me these NBA nerds love Malachi Moreno. They have him as high as like 20th in their. Well, some even have him higher. It looks like in their draft boards. I think he'll be back next year, but as he keeps putting together these performances, these NBA nerds seem to like Malachi.
I've always mention Malachi in the NBA, even with year one, because he's just a huge body, and he's got a nice touch and feel for the game. Good, smart player. I don't know if I want to even say it took longer for it to click for him than I expected, but I think it took a little longer for it to click because Kentucky played a ton of national games in November and in December, and Malachi, I don't know, maybe had a couple bright moments, and I'm sure he did in some of those games, but he didn't really stand out. And in all those big games, UK was getting beaten badly, and most of the time getting beaten badly inside and on the glass. So I do think a lot of the national public, he's a little late in terms of making a huge name for himself, unless he just totally turns it up a notch, which I guess isn't impossible in February and March. But based on his trajectory, he could go and maybe even be a first rounder, but I do think it's too late for him to get into the lottery conversation, again, unless something just, he goes on an Anthony Davis-like run, but I don't anticipate that happening. He's been great. He will be a professional, but I'm not worried about him leaving, and actually was maybe thinking we'd save this for hour 2, but we're talking about it right now anyways, so we'll get right into it. But I bet Mark Pope is going to, I bet their internal coaching staff discussions are talking about how they're building around Malachi Marino for next year. So, all right, Malachi is going to come back. He's not going to go pro. We're going to throw a ton of nil money at him, which, by the way, if he's going to be a second rounder, it may be in his best interest to come back and get a ton of money, get that NFL or that NCAA quarterback nil package. Yeah. He could get that at Kentucky potentially and be, all right, I'm going to be a projected first rounder next year as a sophomore, and then I'll get a ton of nil money. I'll be at Kentucky, and then Kentucky can start to say, all right, we've got one of the most dominant or one of the best fives in college basketball. Let's build around them. You'd need an incredible shooting 4. You'd need a 4 that can really stretch the floor. It doesn't really matter so much about size there, but you could start kind of envisioning what the next year's roster looks like. Now, we're getting a little ahead of, he is good, and he's been a lot better, and just the improvement over the last month is impressive. But I hope to keep seeing it. I hope that, and Kentucky needs him too. Yeah. And it seems like it does take him a little while. I think we mentioned this going into the game yesterday. It takes him a little while to get a feel for the opposing team's big. But once he does it, he's a difference maker.
One thought, next year, maybe 2 point guards, maybe?
I think that's a good idea.
Possibly.
Yeah, I think we should sign 35 guys next year, honestly. Yeah. The injury luck is just unbelievable. I mean, I left Rupp Arena last night just trying to be positive because you needed that win. You got it. You play Ole Miss on Saturday. You feel good about that one, and then you're right there. You might go to Arkansas potentially 6-2 in the SEC with first place on the line. I'm trying to, feel good about it, and it's just like, okay, well, it's only January. Are we even done with the injuries this year? Like, do we get 2 more before the season's over? And the way that things are trending, and why wouldn't we? We're averaging an injury every 4 games in the Mark Pope era. It's insane. It is absolutely insane. 14 injuries. 14 injuries in 1 season or 1.5 seasons, I guess.
It's wild.
It blows my mind. Like, you would think the roster continuity, really, since COVID, has been terrible. For Calipari, for Mark Pope, it's been bad. And you're trying to figure things out in practice and figure out which lineups work, and you just constantly have guys coming out, and then and even when they come back in, it's still like you're trying to make those pieces fit. It's got to be so frustrating for Mark Pope to deal with, and you finally saw it a little bit in his press conference last night when he was talking about it. And we got JQ out, and we got J-Lo out, and we were trying to figure out some solutions last night as we were walking back to the car. Just what do you do? Do you get Braden Hawthorne? Do you burn the red shirt? Is he good enough? If he was, why would he be redshirted?
So we don't find out the Cam Williams news until the press conference. So we've already done a good chunk of our post-game show, and it's funny just kind of how the mood shifts right after that. But you still, again, I'm happy with the win, and it's a post-game show talking about the win. But that news is pretty brutal. I couldn't believe the social media conversation as I got home and as I was trying to kind of wind down and get ready for bed, shifted to, what do we do? Folks, if Braden Hawthorne could help, I promise you when Kentucky was losing by 30 points left and right, he was going to probably be like, all right, well, let's go. the fact that there are people that think that Braden Hawthorne can come in and do a bunch of things that Trent Noah can't do in day one, I think is asinine. That's just a wild thought to me. And can Braden Hawthorne be a better player? Could he be a better player in a few months, in a year?
Right, he could have
Certainly,
improved.
maybe,
Sure.
yeah, like it's not impossible. But if he was something, we would have already seen him. I promise that. And then the idea of bringing a player in, I sort of think Mark Pope told you no, that he's not going to do that with his very hot take on the NCAA in the NCAA tournament, which I loved. I appreciated Mark Pope saying that. I thought it was cool. Of course, it's not going to come to fruition, but it's a nice thought, and at least it's something a little different. And he does acknowledge that, hey, coaches are going to do whatever they can to get a competitive advantage. We're paid to win, and I can appreciate that. But I do think that was his way of saying that he's not going to go get a G League guy.
Yeah,
Kentucky doesn't cheat.
That's right. We do not. We follow all the rules.
Again, for what it's worth, producer Matt, he never said cheat. He never used that word. He said he understands that why coaches are doing it, but he just says the NCAA needs to put their foot down.
So basically, what because you cannot say that those wins didn't count. I don't think that will hold up in court.
But what can the NCAA even do at this point?
Maybe they can give them a worse seed.
Did you hear what Pope said?
I didn't listen to him directly, but I know that he said that he would negate them from coming to the tournament, negate the wins themselves.
That's what he is asking them to do.
I don't think you can do that.
But they can't. These players are going around the NCAA directly to the government, and the government is siding with the players, saying, "Well, the NCAA, that's tough."
So what's gonna? So what? All right, let's just do a thought experiment here. All right. So NCAA, it's Selection Sunday. So Alabama, who has a great resume, great record, they don't make the tournament. Oh wow, that's crazy. Let's go to the NCAA tournament chair. This year, we valued some other resumes more so than Alabama's.
Yeah, well,
you're right. Their net number was great. It's a better net number than that team. At the end of the day, though, we don't. That's the selection committee's decision behind closed doors, and we just have to roll out what they have. Okay, so Alabama's furious. They freak out. They sue. What are they suing? Damages, tournament, money thing. NCAA says, all right, we don't have any money. You shouldn't have played a 23-year-old. Right? So what? So the end result here is Alabama bankrupts the NCAA and it just poofs into existence. I say hell yeah,
Let's do
NCAA,
it.
put your foot down.
So the other thing you could do is you could say, oh well, everybody says they should be a 3 seed. We're giving them a 6 seed. Now you can't then Alabama. You can't sue and say no. You all gave us a lower seed because it's all subjective, right?
Right.
They're just
They could point to 2011 and say, see, we
gave Kentucky a 4 seed.
We have precedents for shafting teams over.
in the SEC.
Yeah, it happens all the time.
And they gave A&M a 2 seed in 2016.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Despite Kentucky beating them in the SEC championship game. Right. So what should Kentucky have sued then? You can't sue because you just didn't like the seed you got.
2016 was more egregious because they seeded us against coaching giant Tom Crean in the Sweet 16.
Well,
so
he did.
a round of 32.
us.
Hell, we couldn't even get past the round of 32. So
Couldn't do it.
that was a terrible draw. It really was. I'm poking some fun at Tom Crean, but he did beat our booty that day. That's an interesting thought. What about that, producer Matt? You just give him a bad seed. It really is kind of punishing other teams, though, in the NCAA tournament. It's punishing an 11 seed where it's like, all right, we thought we were going to get a 6 seed, but I guess if you're an 11 seed, who really cares?
So, I mean, on that itself, let's say in that situation, like the example y'all gave, Alabama should be the 3 seed, but they moved to the 6. Who's going to be the 3? We're going to put
Just the next team
San Diego State team?
No,
that beats
everybody
them
moves
again?
up a spot.
Yeah, everybody moves up a spot.
Everybody one up the ladder.
I mean, I'm cool with that.
I like the idea, just don't let them in. Oh, no. All right, they're going to sue you. You're getting sued left and right anyways. It's a good day to be an NCAA lawyer. Busy, but
I
good.
don't do anything.
They need to up their game a little bit.
I'm coming from the side where I'm fully against the NCAA in terms of I think they should do something about it because they don't do anything. I think that Michigan football shouldn't have their national championship. They won't talk to them either because they'll just sue the crap out of them. The thing is, I just don't see where this gets anything. Like, I fully understand why they're begging Congress to get involved because, like, what are they supposed to do? These schools have more money than the NCAA. They could drag this out forever.
So then the floodgates could open. And I do think there's like it's a race against time. Because I think it's going to get to a certain point that if you just get G Leaguers in there and there's this precedent of, all right, well, they were allowed to be immediately eligible. When does it stop? Probably once Congress gets involved, but scary times in NCAA land. Mark Pope, his comments, it got a lot of people talking. I had Alabama fans in my mention saying, you all got professional players just from Europe. Totally different scenario.
That is the talking point that they're running with.
It's a wild apples and oranges situation. I get why, like, a low IQ person would rush to make that comparison, but at least in that specific example, really truly is apples to oranges. We will pick up this conversation in hour 2 and your text into the Game Day Men's Health text line, but it's trivia time in the Bluegrass. We'll get to it with Corey Price Trivia on Kentucky Roll Call after this.
Defense makes the catch on the left baseline, throws it out to Diabate. He goes down the lane, layup good. He gets fouled by Vokatitis too. He's left off the screen, but he can't get into the lane. They give it to Yelovich. He goes down the right side of the lane. Cut off by Swain. Goes up with a fall-away jumper. Banked it in. Tough shot.
Very tough.
Wayne was good yesterday. Not good enough, thankfully, for Kentucky, and he fouled out. But 29 points for the Xavier transfer. Dylan Swain, right? Dalen Swain, whatever it is. He was good, but Cats get the win, 85-80. That was UK play-by-play. Tom Leach, I think maybe Jack Goose Givens, color commentary, was there in the background. Those guys are great. Always just sound like they're having a blast, and they're loving their job. So I believe it. I don't think it's fabricated whatsoever. We always have fun when we play some trivia, and luckily we've got Corey Price in the house, Stephen Peak, TJ Walker, producer Matt Childress. Thursday edition, so we'll jump right into it. We're streaming on the YouTube if you want to play along and watch. Sometimes when we get correct answers, Corey does a little jig, so those are always fun to see on the stream. But otherwise, take it away, Corey Price.
All right, starting off with January 22nd birthdays. First up, WNBA player Caitlin Clark.
Caitlin Clark.
Okay.
How long has she been in the WNBA? 3 years now?
Has it already been 3 years?
Maybe
Yeah,
only
I think-
2, something like that.
Okay, your last game was. I keep thinking
She
it
was injured one whole season. She played half of this past season.
between the three of us. We should be able to knock this out.
I think so, too. I think she left Iowa when she was 22. Let's say that was in 2023. So she's probably 24, 23, or 25.
Oh, wait, was it 24? It doesn't matter because we can do all three.
I think she's 23, 24, 25. Maybe she could be 26, but I doubt it. But I'll say 24.
I'll say 25.
I'll say 23.
TJ, 24.
Boom!
Next, American restaurateur Guy Fieri.
Oh,
Oh, wow. Rolling the
I
tongue
probably
here.
butchered his last name. Sorry.
we love Guy. He's got is that restaurant still in Louisville?
I don't think so.
No, it's not there anymore?
I don't think so either. We look it up.
The burger spot?
Not sure about that one.
I think we went there once, and it was actually, like, surprisingly pretty good.
Talking about the one on 4th Street?
Yes. Is it still there?
I'm trying to figure it out. I was making sure that's the one you're talking about.
Well, I don't think he had 2 in town.
It looks like it is.
Wow.
Okay.
All right, wow.
Right.
Advertise with us. We'll do a show there. We'll let the rest of the city and the state know that you're still existing. He's definitely in his, like, mid-50s, right?
Early
Sure he is. Sure he is. Like 58. That's not mid, but you know.
No, I was thinking something like that. I like 56, 57, 58. I'll go 56. I'll say he's a little younger than we think. You could go 57 and go middle, be safe, producer Matt, or you could follow your heart. After going to Guy's place.
I'm gonna follow
Follow
the heart.
your
I'm gonna
heart.
say he's 60.
60. So we got 56, 58, 60.
Stephen Peak, 58.
Wow. 2 for 2. Watch out.
One more, and that's a winning streak. It has been done before.
Well, how about former Journey lead singer Steve Perry?
No.
Dang it.
Well,
There
we
you go,
had
that
a good
winning
run. We had a good run.
Fun.
Uh,
Ran into a
come on.
buzzsaw.
Journey was a great band. Come on.
No one's debating that. Just I don't know the guy's age.
Don't know the guy.
Oh,
Right? Yeah.
I'd say Journey was like a good band. Just if we want to get into this.
Well, because they switched singers, right?
Sure they did. Absolutely
I
they
did
did.
say former Journey lead singer.
I know,
Steve
but I'm
Perry.
saying I can't remember. Why did they switch singers, Corey?
I think there was a dispute with like the rights or something with the music. I don't know. Some legal stuff, I believe.
I'll say that he's 61 today.
67. Ha.
6'7".
Yeah.
Yeah.
Walked right into that one.
I'm gonna say that this is Corey's joke, and I'm gonna say 69.
Oh, okay.
Not quite. He's 77 today.
Dang.
Uh,
did I say
yeah,
that?
I mean,
No, I
obviously
said
nobody knows
67.
who the
Doesn't look a day over
journeyman
76.
Journey is.
Well,
Nobody knows who that is.
That's baloney.
Name
Bad question.
name their fourth
That's-
best song.
Oscar Mayer. Oh, I can name him a ton.
Oh, okay.
Okay, go ahead.
Living
Go
on a
ahead, we
Prayer.
got time. Yeah.
That's Bon Jovi, Matt.
It is-
No, I think Matt's right on that one.
Next, former NBA player Greg Oden.
Man,
Well, he was 55 back in 2007.
that's true. So he would have been 16 or 18 in 2006, allegedly. So add 20
what it
years.
said in his AARP card.
So he should be 38 today. I'll say 38. Maybe he's 39.
Okay, I'll do 39.
Yeah.
All right, I'll do 40.
TJ, 38. Last of the birthdays, actress Linda Blair.
Who is that?
She was the child in The Exorcist.
Oh,
Oh, okay. So so let's see. That movie came out in 70, 81. I don't know idea. Corey.
You all don't know the Exorcist?
I mean, no, I know the movie.
I don't know what year it came out in.
Oh.
I thought it came out in like 68.
Nah, it is definitely the 70s,
Okay.
like mid 70s.
Okay. So she was probably like 12 in that movie
Yeah.
or 14 in that movie.
And then, so how long has it been since like 70?
Say she's
4.
66 today.
It's been about 50 years.
66, my guess, for the little exorcist girl. The little demon
Are
child.
we going to
She
go
was
66,
demon.
67, 69
The
again?
little puker.
68?
I'll do 60,
The little
64.
The head spins around and then she climbs up backwards like a spider up the wall.
Yeah.
I'm going to go 67.
Matt, 67.
Wow! Good guess.
Are we 4 or 5? We're shooting 80%
Yeah,
of
no,
the
no.
field.
The
You all
stupid
couldn't
journey
get Steve
question.
Perry. Oh, that's not stupid. You're stupid for saying stupid.
Harry.
Next, January 22nd events. First, the final episode of The Tonight Show with Conan O'Brien airs on NBC.
Oh man, I could feel like I could give a Scoots guess on this one.
Can you repeat it one more time?
The final episode of The Tonight Show with Conan O'Brien airs on NBC.
2017.
Well, was this more recent, or is this the one where the Jay Leno, like the late night wars
I
happened?
was gonna say, like, did this? Yeah, I agree. That's what I could not.
This was not Conan's last show. It was his last Tonight Show.
The Tonight Show, right? So this
There's
is
a
when
difference.
he was given the job. This is there was a book written about this, and it's really
I
fascinating.
think he was only on it for like 6 or 7 months.
Yeah, because Jay Leno was like, "I want it back,"
Right.
and they just gave it back to him.
Yep.
Yeah, it's wild stuff.
So that may have been like what, 12 or 13 then? I don't know.
I think even before that, but yeah, you could be right.
I have no idea.
You're getting a phone call, TJ.
Who could be
I
calling me at this time?
I don't know if it's important or not, but
I believe it's Steve Perry, actually.
Well, he's not
frustrated.
happy.
He is that.
Hey, happy birthday, buddy.
That's right.
Okay, so we're doing the year. Okay,
Yep. That's what it is, the year.
yeah,
I'll say-
2008.
I'll say 2013.
2010.
Matt, 2010.
Yeah, let's go.
We're on fire. Is that 5 of 6?
Steve Perry has been your demise so far.
I know. Otherwise, has it ever happened? Has roll call ever shot a 1,000 or batted 1,000?
I don't think so.
Okay.
The first episode of the sketch comedy TV series Chappelle Show airs on Comedy Central.
Ooh.
One of my
okay.
favorites.
That first episode got pretty wild.
99,
Clayton
2001.
Bigsby.
Was it in the 90s or the early 2000s?
It's got to be early 2000s. Like I want to say 2003, but I'm gonna say 2003 actually.
I will say 2001.
Yeah, that sounds right actually.
Ooh, man, tough year.
Okay.
I don't know if they allow funny business that year.
He
Say
did it more than ever that year.
Was the first thing the woman dancing in the car? Is that the very first skit that he did?
I know the first episode was Pop
Pop Copy. Yeah.
and Clayton Bigsby.
Yeah.
I'm sure there was probably a third or fourth sketch now, but those were the top two in the first episode, yeah.
I'm going to say you guys said 01 and 03.
Yes.
I'll just round it out. I'll go 02.
Okay.
Stephen Peak, 03.
Good day. Good day. Good day to have a good day.
Next, the landmark U.S. Supreme Court case Roe v. Wade is decided.
73.
It's a good guess.
It could be 74 or 75.
Or
Was
71.
Roe the woman and Wade the baby?
Roe was the woman. Wade was the, I think, the district attorney
Okay,
of the district she was trying to. Yeah.
It's a Louis C.K. joke.
Oh, whoops.
Is this like the is this an anniversary for it?
Well,
Potentially?
it is January 22nd.
Yeah, but like a 50-year sort of deal.
Gotcha.
I'll say. What'd you say, Peak?
73, but
I'll say 74.
I think I'm wrong though, because The Exorcist was 73.
I'll say
Somebody,
se-
a texter just said.
I'll say
Do
74.
we think Roe v. Wade happened at the same time as The Exorcist?
There might be some correlation there.
I'll say 72.
Stephen Peak, 73.
Very impressive. Peak has again.
What is going on today? Like,
Very
Are
impressive.
we 7 of 8?
Steve Perry, man, I'm telling you. Next, Kobe Bryant scores 81 points in the Lakers' 122-104 victory against the Toronto Raptors.
Wait, was that?
I think that was 07 or 08.
Yeah.
Maybe 09. I'll say 08, but man, I mean, I could have been in college.
I'm trying to think if was I in high school when this happened, because that would.
I think I was in high school.
You're a year behind me, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I'm gonna say 08, but you all follow your farts.
I think it's around there.
I'll say 07.
I'll say 09.
You guys.
No!
2006.
Oh, went the wrong way.
2006.
Dang.
We were in high school.
Well, some of us were in high school. Same.
I was in elementary school.
Yep. Steve Perry was not with Journey then.
I hate that.
Last of the events, the LA Raiders defeat the Washington Redskins 38-9 at Super Bowl 28 in Tampa.
You can't say that.
Well, I just did.
Who beat who? Sorry, one more time.
Raiders beat Redskins 38-9 at Super Bowl 28 in Tampa.
All right, the first Super Bowl was 66, so
There you
add
add-
28
start counting.
years to it.
27 years, yeah.
94. Who was the matchup?
Raiders and who?
Raiders and Redskins.
Oh, the who?
Oh,
I
man.
don't know if
Oh.
are we allowed to say
Oh,
that?
I'm sorry.
Hit the bleep button?
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
I already called him out for it. He keeps doing it.
I said 28. It is 18. Sorry.
I was
18.
just gonna say I don't remember the 90. I don't
18,
remember
yes.
having
Sorry.
the R words in the Raiders in like the 90s playing.
Super Bowl
against each
18.
other. Okay, Super Bowl 18.
If
So
the first one was
66
that'd be
Plus
84.
17.
plus 17. Carry the 1, 83. So we're looking around 1983, 84.
Yeah, carry the 1. Yeah.
If you're going to say 83,
You
I'm
don't
going
carry that
84.
1.
He's rolling his eyes at us.
80.
I'll say 83.
You'll have three guesses?
Yeah, that's my guess. 83.
All right.
82. I don't know.
84.
Matt, 1984.
There you go, Matthew. So it's the 83 season.
Right,
Yeah, that's what I was.
Is that 10 questions, Corey? That you've asked?
10. You're
8 of 10.
8 of 10.
Wow.
80% from the field, guys.
Wow.
That's decent. So this coming week we're playing Ole Miss and Vandy, and I don't know if you've noticed, but we might get some snow this weekend. So some Ole Miss, some Vandy, and some snow
Do
questions.
you like Red Hot Chili Peppers?
Well, you'll find out soon. to the nearest mile, what is the straight line distance from Rupp Arena to SJB Pavilion in Oxford, Mississippi?
It's a pretty long way.
Oxford, Mississippi. It's really an easier drive than you would think. I will say that it is 318.
I was going to say 389.
318 miles.
I'm going to say 425.
Stephen Peak, 378.
Yeah, great guess.
9 out of 11.
Oh.
Wow.
Too soon. Too soon. We got Red
Speaking
Wings
of,
talk. We got 9/11 now.
Speaking of 2001, man. When is the last time that Ole Miss defeated UK at Rupp Arena?
Ooh, good question.
Not Stephon Moody. Ha-ha.
Spoiler, it's the only time that Ole Miss has beaten UK
Wow.
at Rupp Arena.
It was like 94,
Man, your guess is good as mine.
96.
I could have known that answer if they didn't have a crazy comeback in
Maybe
2015.
Maybe 97 or 98.
It's true. They almost
Window.
lost that one.
Yeah, that was one. I think back-to-back games. I think A&M also.
The
They
guy
had.
for Ole Miss, he cramped up, right? And that's why.
Is that what happened?
Yeah, he cramped
I'll
up.
say 95.
Man, what makes you guess that?
Just I really think it was like 96, 97, or 94. 95 actually isn't the first one that comes to mind, but I'm just kind of splitting the odds.
I guess.
I think they had some white dude that went like bonkers, had a ton of points against us.
Okay. Man, I just
Could be making that up.
I'm gonna say 08. No, that can't be. No, 09. 09 they played. I was at the 08 game. Never mind, they won that game. Okay, so it can't be then. All right. Yeah, 1990.
Kentucky 31 in the net. 3 quad 1 wins.
So-
Not bad.
And he guesses, Matt?
90. Oh gosh, I have no idea. 93.
It's actually 1998.
98.
Our national title team lost to Ole Miss.
Yeah,
Well,
they have
do you know
a
the score?
white guy that had a bunch of points against
No.
us.
It was on Valentine's Day, too. So
Oh.
They
quite.
play on Valentine's Day this year against Florida. Wow, that's crazy.
That's cute.
Tubby. They lost by 9.
And I think they were up 11 at halftime. So
Unbelievable.
34-23.
So they outscored us by 20 in the second half. Yeah.
Unbelievable.
They gave up 50 second half points.
That's not good.
Yeah, not good.
Fire Tubby.
Maybe.
He might win the title, TJ.
No,
We'll see.
I've seen enough.
So, of course, Travis Perry plays for Ole Miss. Since 2005, former UK players have defeated UK with the school that they transferred to. Can you name them?
Since 2005.
No, since 2000, there have been 5.
Oh. Marvin Stone.
Yeah, that was the first one I was going to guess.
Louisville, December of 2002. Yep.
Okay.
4 more.
Somebody transferred to a lower school at some point, right? And Kentucky played them.
Did Bryce Hopkins beat?
Bryce Hopkins. Yeah, twice.
Oh, but I think Kentucky beat
Lost.
him.
Oh, lost. That's
Yeah.
right. They have not lost to Bryce Hopkins yet.
Didn't play Johnny Juzang,
No,
right?
I don't think so.
no.
This is bad. We gotta think.
Wait, they didn't. Hang on, they didn't play. No, he already left by 2023.
They didn't play Kyle Wilcher at Gonzaga. I think there's some recent ones. There's some
has
like
to
the
be.
last Damian Collins.
Damian Collins. Did LSU?
Was he on that LSU team that
No.
beat them?
Okay, at the buzzer. No, I guess not. Okay. Man, Marvin Stone. Why was that one so easy?
Because it's Louisville.
Because now
Oh, well, that was like 2001.
Now a ton of people have transferred, and it's
Another 01 reference.
hard to.
It was 2002.
But we really should get more. This is bad.
Who has transferred recently?
Everybody.
Yeah, that's Aaron Bradshaw.
Ohio State, December of
There you go.
2024.
That's a good one.
There are 3 left.
DJ Wagner.
DJ Wagner.
There you go.
Who else? Did anybody else leave for that? Who else left from the Arkansas team?
DJ, yeah.
Zonomir, no, actually, he went to.
Well, Big Z.
Big Z, and then there was also
And-
Adu Thiero.
Look at you all. Y'all got it.
We got him. That's it.
That's
Dang,
the
3
five.
from one team. That's
Jeez,
wild.
Louise.
So when the devil come try to get me, gonna praise the Lord.
All right.
Look at you all. Which UK player has the most points scored in a single game against Ole Miss at Rupp Arena since 2000?
Tayshaun Prince.
All right.
I don't know who. Oh, Malik Monk or Jamal Murray, I think, had a big game against Ole Miss. I'll just say Tayshaun Prince.
You think Malik Monk had a big game against them?
I know he hit the shot to force overtime. Or was that against Georgia?
That was Georgia.
Was that Georgia?
Yeah. Jamal Murray. Why not?
I'll go Malik Monk.
It was actually Aaron Harrison.
Ah.
In that 2015 game, he had 26 points.
Dang. Well, much needed too. They won in overtime, right?
Who would have thought?
I don't know.
I think that whole undefeated thing could have ended so early in the season. In back-to-back games, that A&M game, Trey Lyles had to hit 2 free throws to get it to OT.
Yeah. Which UK player has the most points scored in a single game against Vandy at Memorial Gymnasium since 2000?
Let's see.
PJ Washington. I have no idea.
Did Justin Edwards have like a big game? Or was it just like he scored 12 points and we were all like, all right, Justin Edwards is
I just
has
remember him
arrived.
having that big game. I think it was against Alabama at Rupp Arena.
Yeah, that was
He
huge.
was perfect. Yep.
Yep. Since when?
2000.
Okay. Keith Bogans.
No idea.
Thanks, Matt. It's Jamal Murray, actually.
Didn't I say Jamal Murray?
The last question.
Oh, okay, so it doesn't carry over.
2016, 33 points.
Wow.
Yep.
I don't remember that.
I don't remember that either.
The Vanderbilt games outside of like a Nazi Muhammad buzzer beater, just they're not memorable despite being played in.
I remember the
Memorial.
the 2017 game where we were down like 17 or 19 to him and came back and won. But
Which year was that?
2017, the Fox.
Okay. We were down how much?
17 or 19.
What was I doing? Like
I think I do remember that,
one
but
escaped
had
my
not
memory.
until Corey said it.
So these next ones are all about snow.
We love snow.
Was the most snowfall in a single day in Louisville's recorded history? And you can either give the amount or the year it happened. Either one.
93.
91.
I'm gonna say 13 inches.
I'll say 16 inches.
Okay. Do you want to give a guess on the amount?
14 and a half inches.
Y'all are right there, 15 and a half.
Oh.
It was January 17th, 1994.
See, I was thinking, I knew it was the 93-94 season.
Bummer.
Right, yeah. TJ mentioned this. The song Snow Hey-O by the Red Hot Chili Peppers was released in what year?
All right, TJ.
So I think that was like 07. This is like 06, 07, 08.
I'm just way off from what I was going to give a Scoots answer.
Pretty
so
sure
I'm
it's
glad
one
he
of
thought-
those years. I mean, there's a chance it could be 09, but I would say 07 or 08. I'll say 07. I'll say 07.
I was going to say like in the mid-90s, but that just...
No, I remember this came out. It was a banger.
Okay, 06
It was
then.
on burnt CDs for years and years.
Oh, 09.
What was your guess?
06.
Stephen Peak, 06.
Yeah.
TJ with the assist.
Yeah, way to go, Pig. All you, baby.
Actress Brittany Snow appeared in all 3 installments of this musical comedy film franchise, which began in 2012.
Musical comedy.
The musical comedy has nothing to do with snow. It's just a musical comedy.
Actress Brittany Snow is her last
I know,
name.
that's what I'm saying. Like, but the movies themselves are not.
No.
Okay.
It's not.
2012.
That's when the first one was?
Is that the like Horrible Bosses?
3 film franchise.
I'll say Horrible Bosses.
Did you say it was a musical?
A musical comedy film, yes.
Oh.
Musical comedy film franchise.
Okay.
Started in 2012. There's been 3 of them.
High School Musical?
That's what I was gonna guess. I'm like, I think I'm out on the musicals.
2012 would be too late for the first one, wouldn't it?
I would think so. But we have no better guess.
Yeah, you're
So
right,
High
it
School
would be.
Musical?
Is Pitch Perfect, actually.
Oh,
that's
come on, we
wrong.
could have gotten
Yeah,
that.
we probably could have.
Well, y'all gave up.
Got about a minute.
Got about a minute.
Okay.
Canadian rapper Snow had this hit song, released in 1993, reach #1 on the Billboard Hot 100 chart.
Don't
Does
even
that
know
have
who
to do
this
with
is.
snow?
Could have done Vanilla Ice.
You need to learn your songs.
Canadian hip hop.
What is it?
It is Informer. Informer.
How does that go?
Spit a few bars for us, Corey.
Sing
I'm
it, Corey.
I-
So great.
No,
Everybody
sorry.
should know it.
I'm more of a Steve Perry guy. I'm sorry, guys.
Okay.
Right, sing a little Steve
Yeah,
Perry
a little
and
Steve
take us
Perry to
out.
the break.
Take us a little Steve Perry.
No, good. I have one question left, which we can finish after the break.
Wow, what a tease. All right, hour number
I'm
2,
a
Kentucky
huge
Roll
Chiefs
Call
guy.
coming up next. Corey Price, Stephen Peak, TJ Walker, producer Matt Childers.
we ain't doing yet.
With Walker and Peak.
Welcome back. Hour number 2, Kentucky Roll Call on Big X Sports Radio. I mentioned it during trivia. Kentucky comes in at number 31 in the net with 3 quad 1 wins, but a record of 5 and 6 in quad 1 and quad 2 games. That is certainly good enough to get into the NCAA tournament. We would like it just to be better, though. That's not nearly good enough for Kentucky standards. Ole Miss coming into town, 84 on the net ranking. So that would be, I think, like a quad 3 loss if you lost that game. So you can't afford to drop this one on Saturday. But I was counting just in my head. I think Kentucky has 7 games remaining against top 25 net teams. So that's tough. That's brutal, actually. What's Kentucky? 4 and 2.
4 and
so
2.
You have 12 games left, and 7 of them are against top 25 net teams. That's great opportunity on one hand, Corey Price, but it also means the bad time to be getting unhealthier, to be getting more injured. You'd like to be kind of tightening things up.
I thought I heard we have the toughest schedule of games remaining in the country, I believe. That's what I heard, which, based on that metric, I'd say so.
And certainly I can't imagine anybody in the SEC probably has a tougher slate. You got to win against Texas last night, though, 85-80. They're number 43 in the net, so that's, I think, just a nice, healthy quad 2 win. Yeah. Likely will stay there. Let's finish up trivia. Just one more question for Corey Price, and then we're going to try to win you something from the dozen trivia.
All right, last question. The fairy tale The Snow Queen was published in 1844 by this Danish author, famous for other fairy tales including The Emperor's New Clothes, The Little Mermaid, and The Ugly Duckling.
I'm not like that's. Those are all things I should know. I need to be more caught up on my Danish authors.
Danish authors.
I don't know.
I like how you said you
Is
should
it the
know
Brothers
them,
Grimm?
like that author.
The Grimm brothers?
Knowledge.
Yeah.
Hansel Grimm?
Nope.
No, I mean I have no guesses.
How about Hans Christian Andersen?
H-A-A-N.
Is it Hansel?
Yeah, Hansel's
Hansel?
hot. Yeah,
Hans.
so hot right now.
How did we do? That was
We didn't finish as strong as we would have liked,
No.
but I thought it was pretty good
didn't
overall.
hit a field goal in the last 6 minutes, but we still got the win.
We had him in the first half.
Steve Perry got the ball rolling, guys.
Yeah, he did.
In the second half, we had to have some bench players step up.
Yes.
Corey, we've got NFL, NBA, NHL, brands and products. That's broad. Chain restaurants, television, movies, and music.
Let's go chain restaurants.
Chain restaurants, okay. What chicken chain is currently offering a $5 faves limited time deal menu in order to compete with other chains?
$5 faves.
$5 faves.
Zaxby's?
It's not Zaxby's, but it is a chicken chain.
Yes,
And a lot of people love that chicken from this place.
I mean, I guess Chick-fil-A, but I mean...
Oh, I know what it is.
Gave you a hint, too, there. That's unfortunate. Popeyes. Love that chicken from Popeyes, Corey Price.
This was fun. I got Steve Perry first. Sorry, guys.
What would you like next?
Let's go brands and products. Why not?
Alrighty. As of 2026, this streaming company is the new video home for major podcasts like Pardon My Take, Spittin' Chicklets,
Netflix,
and The Ryan Russillo Show. It is Netflix. Okay. 101. 102. 1 and 1.
Was there music?
There was, yes.
Let's
You just
do
heard it.
music.
It was the Jesus song.
Oh, yeah. True. Touche.
But I know you all wanted that 808. Can you feel that BASS bass is repeated lyrics from this 2003 Outkast song featuring Sleepy Brown.
I like the way you move.
Ooh, it's just the way you move,
come
unfortunately.
on.
Don't play it. Don't play it. He doesn't give it to us when we're within a few miles. No, I'm kidding. Play it. It's good.
When the devil come trying to get me, gonna stray.
Okay, 2 out of 3. Movies, television, NFL, NBA.
Let's do movies.
Okay. Movies. John Travolta played a trigger-happy CIA agent who teams up with a by-the-book partner played by Jonathan Rhys Meyer in this 2010 English language French action film?
What in the world?
Yeah, I've just kind
Holy-
of got a little
Can you
ticked
repeat that
off just
long
saying that.
question
Holy
again?
Hans
I'm not
Christian
saying that
Andersen.
question again, and I'm a little ticked off just reading. it,
I
honestly.
I don't even have the first clue. Sorry.
From Paris with Love.
Wow.
Okay,
That's from me with no right answer.
and then you would have gone television, I'm sure.
Sure.
After creating the NBC sitcom Community, writer Dan Harmon co-created this popular cartoon that debuted on Adult Swim in 2013.
Yeah. Don't
Maybe
know.
on
It's the only
2013.
one I could probably guess, although I've never actually watched it. I can only really think of one show from Adult Swim that would have maybe came out around that time.
Robot Chicken came out way before then, so I don't know.
Rick and Morty.
Oh.
Rick and Morty. All right, Corey, not your best stuff, so you've got to leave. See you later.
See you guys.
Thank you. That's Corey Price, everybody. We're appreciative for his trivia. Make sure you're following him on social media at CoreyP08. How are your pretzel nuggets doing? Your peanut butter pretzel nuggets?
They're about 4/5 gone, so I'm going ham on them, actually.
Well, I'll next time I get some, I'll get some so you can have some in studio, and maybe even get you additional ones at home. Okay?
I would be grateful.
Corey Price, you excited about the Louisville Kings?
Ooh,
I just saw
yeah.
the schedule. I'm debating on getting season tickets. I mean,
Oh, okay.
I'll go to. I mean, at least a couple of them. Just depends on if I get the entire season or not. We'll see.
I also was thinking about getting season tickets, and then I was just like,
I mean,
I'll
Chris,
probably be able to get
Chris
to
Redmond is the head coach.
games I want to go to. Lenny and Benny are going to be there.
That's true.
And
That's
then
true.
I know you're going to be tuned in to producer Matt's new show this evening, Talking Louisville Kings. Plug it, producer Matt.
5:30. 3-man front. Right after Mike Rutherford show.
Oh, sweet.
I'm gonna be busy listening to Journey songs. I can't listen to that. Sorry.
The debut show, 3-man front, all your Louisville Kings talk. We've got a schedule, and we're just about 2 months out from the start there. Friday, March 27th. Thank you again to Corey Price. Get your text into the Game Day. Whoa, boy. That was a burp. Game Day Men's Health text line, 502-414-1450. And let's read some text here on the show. A texter says, Chandler has become such a great college player. He's a great role player to have. You don't probably want him to have to be your leading scorer, although he almost was yesterday. You don't want him to be your first option, your go-to option. Actually, that's why I loved when him and Cam were able to play together.
Yeah, I know.
Both guys can stretch the floor, can extend the floor. They aren't guys that are totally dependent on creating their own shot, but they can get where they need on the floor more times than not. They're pretty solid at that. So you had people, they were really kind of three-tool players. They could get inside, they could pull up from just about anywhere, and then even had extreme range. It sucks that Cam's out. Collins' role just got a little bit bigger, though.
Yeah, it did. I mean, he looked great yesterday, the flu game, and maybe I think you mentioned this on your post-game show. Let's just, do we need to give everybody the flu? Because that seems to be working. Otega-Owe had a great game down in Baton Rouge.
The guy on A&M's bench, they said on the broadcast, had a sick bag for the first half.
What does that mean?
Like in case he needs to throw up, on an
that kind of
airplane,
sick.
like a sick bag. Like, all right, here.
That's what I thought you meant, but I was like, that seems like a lot. I don't like throwing up. That's one. I hate that feeling of nausea. I would rather have the flu, like the regular flu.
I mean, I don't know. I guess throwing up sucks, but the flu also really bad too. So neither, I guess. But
Oh yeah, if I could have neither, that's ideal.
I mentioned it on the post-game show. It is just wild that they I'm glad as a society we're back to Heidi, the transfer from Purdue on Texas's bench. He had a sick bag in the first half. He was going to start, but they weren't sure if he was going to be able to play at all. But here he goes in the second half.
Yeah, to guard
and then
somebody.
Colin Chandler, he's been sick since the Tennessee game. And then he's doing post-game press conference.
Literally coughing in my face like, thanks, Colin, I'm sick already.
For
I could feel
5
it.
years ago, they would have had a 2-mile radius around Rupp Arena if they would have just heard that two sick kids were even thinking about playing with one another. So I'm glad we've advanced a bit here as a society. Now we're back to oh man, you're just tough.
It is weird though because like he's obviously sick. He was having cold chills all morning, and they put him in the media scrum. Like, well, why not just have him go up to the and let us
be like, because he's sick, we're gonna give him a little bit more space here. But I think he coughed like 6, 7 times.
Right in our faces too.
6, 7.
It was great. It was a good time.
Did he apologize though? Every time that he did,
he coughed without covering his mouth the first time, and he went, "Oh my gosh, guys, I'm so sorry." And then started to cover his mouth. But
I've enjoyed watching his progress, and he's always.
He probably killed 12 people last night.
You never worry about the effort or energy with him, which, again, at just different times this year, you've had to worry about that stuff. You don't have to worry about it with him. He's going to try his best, assuming he's not dead. Texter says, thoughts on Dandy Andy spending his week in Davos instead of having his ass at home preparing for the storm of the century. Very high chance this storm is going to have very bad outcomes, and our governor is gallivanting around Europe. I think it's just super weird. All the world leaders and elites go to the same spot and just talk about the world agenda. Trump was there, even, as a matter of fact. You can make a little bit of a different case for the president of the United States going to that than the governor from Kentucky. I do hate that the taxpayers have to pay for it. That's not an indication of right or left.
Is there a reason?
Blue.
Like, what's the reason he's there? I'm not following.
Like official government business. He's
what does that
learning
mean?
how to be a better governor.
Like, why do they all get to go to these beautiful places?
And they take their families, and it's gorgeous, but the taxpayers get footed with the bill. I don't think that's right. And if a Republican governor's next and they do that, I will say the same thing. Like,
this should be a universal, like,
you're rich, Andy Bashir. We don't need to pay for your European vacations. That being said, go have fun. Do all the world elite things. Talk about what the next pandemic's going to be. What's planned for the next 10 years. But we don't need to pay for.
Does Ted Cruz leaving Texas again?
Your one world agenda. Ted Cruz, yeah.
I saw he was on a plane. I was like, oh no, is it going to get bad in Texas?
I think he's probably in Israel. Would be my guess.
Oh, okay. Well, you got to check it out. You got to get over there.
You said world leaders in a comment about Andy Bashir, and I said that he was a governor. I said that. I followed that up. Another texter on the Game Day Men's Health text line says, there was more people at Rupp last night than the Yum has had outside the UK game this year. Your thoughts on that, Producer Matt?
Can you repeat one more time?
There were more people at Rupp last night than the Yum has had outside of the Kentucky game this year.
I disagree, because I was at the Virginia game and the Duke game.
Well, a lot of empty seats at both those games, though.
Hang on, there was slightly less than 20,000 at that game last night. Well, TJ, we have the ability to do this now. Can we stop putting the official attendance being ticket sales? Like, we can now get the information by scanning tickets. We actually know who's in the building or not. So can we just do that? I think that it's a stupid stat. It's a radio talking point. But wouldn't that be more fun to know exactly how many people were there as opposed to, well, we sold 19,700 tickets.
17,000 at the Louisville Duke game. What, Producer Matt, what's more, 20,000 or 17,000?
That 20,000's more.
Oh, okay. All right, well, I just got to look up Virginia here. See what I can. Was that the 79-70 Virginia win?
Yes.
Okay. Making sure I have the right one. Let's see. That one says 14,000. Go!
That one was ugly. I'll give you that one. That one was ugly.
Oof.
So,
well, if they could play Kentucky every week.
I think maybe the texter was factually correct on the Game Day Men's Health text line.
Thoughts?
Your thoughts, Producer Matt.
How many people were there last night?
20,000? Well, yeah, 20,000.
Just shy of 20,000.
I mean, pretty quiet there for 20,000 people, I'd say.
I think the mature thing to do would to admit that you may have been wrong, Producer Matt.
I admit I was wrong.
Okay.
Wow.
I'm not going to fire back.
You got to. You got to fire back. There you go. I think that's well handled. You say, I may have been wrong. No way to know for sure based on tickets, whether they're scanning at the gate or they're going by pre-sale. Who's to say? But then you could make a comment that they were quiet. Yeah, I like that.
Not bad for somebody who was in, would you say, elementary school when, was it when Snow came out?
When Snow came out, I think Snow existed before I was in elementary school, Stephen.
Snow's been around for a long time.
That's true. I think when did Snow start?
Yeah.
I was referring to the song, but that's all right.
I guess.
I thought you said earlier. Never mind. Okay.
Snow's been around long enough to run for president. Let's just say that, okay, of the United States. The song Snow from Red Hot Chili Peppers, I think producer Matt was in elementary school.
Okay.
Yes, I think that is accurate. Another texter on the Game Day Men's Health text line. It's our boy Des Moines guy. He says, what's up, fellas? First off, how about the beatdown Peaks Racers got in Des Moines last night? I stayed home to watch the Cats, but my sources say your boy Ryan Miller was real butthurt towards the end of the game. Had to give you some crap, Peak. What we can agree on is how the Cats have been playing. Good win. Let's get another one on Saturday and go into next week with nothing to lose. I think we need to explore Hawthorne getting minutes if Pope thinks he can give us anything positive. Have a great weekend, guys.
The Murray State Racers took a big loss last night. They're first in the Missouri Valley Conference this season, 101-90 at Drake. Braden Hawthorne, though.
I thought Drake was in Canada.
Yeah. Well, it's a good point, TJ. Braden Hawthorne, though, is something that we talked about earlier. Is it possible that he's gotten better by this point by playing in practice all season, and now he could possibly be ready to go?
It is possible. It's certainly not impossible. And it also could be a scenario where it's like, all right, we were redshirting. He can contribute, not in a major, huge way, but yeah, he can hold his own and he can do some good things and spread the floor and knock down some shots. But we don't want to waste an earning potential year. We don't want.
Do you think he's going to be at Kentucky for 5 years, though?
No, and I agree. I don't think that's what if I was Kentucky, I'd tell him is like you don't have to worry about burning this red shirt. You aren't going to be in college, but you're going to be going to the pros in 2 or 3 years tops, if not before then. I just don't think there's any indication that he could make a huge difference.
We had some scuttlebutt come out of practice. I guess this was early in the season or maybe right before the season started that Braden Hawthorne was tearing it up. Hadn't really heard a lot about that recently, but we also heard Jasper Johnson was killing it in practice as well. So I guess what I'm saying is take that with a grain of salt. But he does play that position that you're going to be missing now. So
I think what this loss ultimately means is Trent Noah, you're going to, for better or for worse, you're going to get a ton of minutes. And if you get exposed, I think that's just going to tell everybody about what your future is going to be at Kentucky, not to be harsh, or you show that you can play. And Trent Noah, let's just say best case scenario, Trent Noah, the offense could be a little bit better. He's got, I don't know if I'd say he's got a quicker release than Cam Williams, but maybe a little bit. He's got similar range as well. It seems like teams, I don't know. I feel like Cam Williams, if he's shooting, you know that he's shooting. Trent Noah's got a little bit better of allowing a defender to close out on him and be able to go by him. So the offense can be good with him defensively. I think, like I mentioned in hour number one, Jaden Quaintance could be huge there. But Trent Noah's going to get more minutes. I say that this is probably means more Andre Yelovich minutes. Colin Chandler, you're going to play a bigger role. You're going to get now it's going to be Denzel Aberdeen, Otega Owe, and Colin Chandler, and you three play as much as you can. It's going to be by committee. But Yelovich, Trent Noah, and even Modi Abate, who is having strange plus minuses. Yesterday, Kentucky was minus 14 with him out on the floor. But he had 9 points, 6 rebounds in 16 minutes. He did some good things. Didn't turn the ball over, and just a physical player with good SEC experience. So Yelovich, Modi Abate, Trent Noah, those are the big three for what this Cam Williams loss means. And maybe you want to throw Colin Chandler in there, but he's already had a big role as of late.
Yeah, Trent Noah, this is your opportunity now. And I think Jasper Johnson a little bit if you go small. Is it possible to play Andrea Yelovich a little bit more at the 3? I don't know if that's just playing him too far out of position. Here's what I don't want, TJ. I don't want to get into a situation where Modi Abate is playing the 3.
No.
I don't need that.
No, absolutely not.
That's what I'm worried that they might lean into a little bit if they play Andrea at the 4, Malachi, Brandon at the 5. But I do think this is a good opportunity for Trent Noah. He hasn't had a lot of opportunities this season. As I was going through our three-point shooting earlier, he has taken 6 3-pointers in the what are we at now? 12 high major games.
Sure.
He hasn't taken a three-pointer in one of these games since I think it was like the North Carolina game, the Indiana game. Isn't that wild? He has not taken a three-pointer since the Indiana game.
Yeah, that's crazy.
So here's his opportunity. He can't do what Cam Williams can do on the defensive end, but he can at least, you have to guard him. So it should do the same thing that Cam was doing on the offensive end, spreading the floor. You can't leave Trent Noah. He will burn you. So this could end up being a great story. I'm not like super optimistic. It's not ideal, but maybe Trent catches fire. I don't know. I'm really struggling to stay optimistic with all of these injuries. I can't believe it, man. 14 different injuries. Is there anybody else in college basketball that has experienced any injury luck like this?
There can't be. It's just I think it'd be impossible. But I do like we can only talk about it so much. Because what can we do about it, you know?
No. And
there's nothing you can do.
It's like bad luck.
It's next man up, and you just have to, every game, it's going to be a talking point. Every game, we're going to say, oh, this stinks, and, it's a bummer that this guy isn't playing. But at some point, you just have to keep playing. And
did you see the thing I sent you guys from Wildcats Tongue?
Yes.
That is unbelievable. So he put together the games missed for the last 2 seasons. Kentucky is on top of the SEC at 84 total games missed. LSU is second with 57. 57. From first to second is 27 games.
That's wild.
It's unbelievable. Ole Miss 6 games.
First to third is 29.
Yes. Yep, and then from the fourth is 84 to 36. It is
nearly 50.
It's unbelievable. It truly is unbelievable.
What the hell has Ole Miss been doing?
I know, playing slow. They've playing less possessions.
They've only had 6 number of games missed.
They've had 0 this year. Georgia 1 this year. I mean, Vanderbilt only had 6 last year. Tennessee only had 2 last season. Auburn only 3. I mean, it is. It's at some point you gotta. I mean, at some point, right? Like, you're going to get a good break. Like, next season, they shouldn't have hardly any injuries. I know that it's because of the way the game is being played and how Kentucky wants to play. They're playing more possessions. They're playing up-tempo, so it does lead to more injuries. From 2009 to 2012, Kentucky only had 3 injuries. In 2011, they played a 6-man rotation and had 0 injuries. In 2012, a 7-man rotation, basically 0 injuries. I think Terrence Jones missed, like, 1 game. I mean, it's almost like, dang, Calipari was playing fire there.
In 2012, Michael Kidd-Gilchrist did fall down pretty much every game and act like that he got his leg shot.
When Anthony Davis went down against Baylor, how many of us said, I will just let us have Anthony, and I don't care about how many injuries we get from here on out. Just give us Anthony Davis. Please don't be hurt. We got to play Louisville in the Final Four. And did we just sell our souls that day?
And the thing that sucks about the Cam Williams one especially is that it's just because he stepped on somebody's foot walking back after shooting those free throws.
He didn't. I don't know if he even stepped on his foot. He kind of like tried to go around the guy and just like made a little extra step when he went around him. I'm acting it out as if anybody can see it.
The stream?
Yeah, but I'm with my feet down here.
We've got foot cam.
Oh, good.
We've got the UK Library foot cam.
You got to pay. Is that
keeps us place running?
Yeah. You got to pay for that. Is that a subscription? Is that KRC Plus?
Yeah, that's on the Only Producer stream. You got to go to onlyproducers.com. Don't go there, potentially.
Onlyproducers.com.
You can get Roman, Scoots, producer Matt, me occasionally.
We're putting a calendar together for this year.
I can't wait to see it. I hope Scoots is all the summer months. Get that shirt popped off. John here. Wow, KRC. I agree with Coach Pope and also with what Cal was saying as well. How do you fix everything? You guys made some great points this morning. I wonder if there is not one thing that can fix this situation. Maybe it's gone too far for a complete turnaround. I still think college basketball is a great product. I also believe when you stack up the NCAA tournament to the college football playoffs, it's no comparison. College basketball and the big dance is untouchable. It's way better than what college football has to offer. What, do you all agree? Well, got to go talk to you later.
Just wait till it's 128 teams.
Nothing's better than the NCAA tournament, but producer Matt's right. They're going to kill that too. They can't help themselves. You know, I will say this. If this is going to be the end of the NCAA, if it's starting to burn and somebody's playing fiddle in Indianapolis, I will be happy. Don't expand the tournament. If it's like a breakaway in SEC and Big 10 and Big 12 and ACC and they're all calling the shots, go back to 68 teams. Now, the only issue is it's all those conference commissioners, including the SECs, that are the ones pushing for an expanded tournament more than anybody else. So we're screwed.
Yep.
It's all over, everybody.
We are screwed.
Last one, turn off the lights. Thanks for texting in, John. Another texter says, regardless of Mark's roster misevaluation and chops, he's rightfully earned a longer leash of forgiveness with this brutally unprecedented injury luck through 1.5 seasons. What are the newly adjusted NCAA aspirations and overall team goals? And Stephen Peake was saying that because I said after the JQ knee swelling and then the definitive Jalen Lowe's out for the season, there's Mark Pope's excuse card.
Yeah, I mean, you got to give him another year because of the injury bad luck that he's had. Now, if it happens again next year, they had 7 injuries last year. They've already had 7 this year. I hope that's it. I hope that's all that they get this year, too. I hope it's an even 14. But if it happens again next season, do you get another, gosh, we got to give him a 4th year because everybody keeps getting hurt. It's not his fault.
We'll just call the post-pandemic 2020s just the injury era.
Yeah.
Yeah, the injury era of Kentucky basketball sucked. Yeah, remember that year that guy got hurt? Oh, he got hurt. What about that guy?
The thing is, too, even when guys come back, and this is actually, I'm going pre-pandemic here, because that 2019 Kentucky team, when they played Tennessee, I think the Volunteers might have been ranked number 1 at the time, and Kentucky blew them out. And then it was Reed Travis got hurt, and then when he came back, it just really wasn't the same. And then, you had P.J. Washington dealing with an injury that year as well in the tournament. He missed the first and second round games.
Well, and he probably lose the NCAA tournament game against Kansas State because I think he broke his finger and he missed 19,000 free throws.
I didn't know that. He broke his finger? That's the reason he missed all those free throws?
I'm fairly certain. I think I actually maybe had the scoop on that one, but I was talking with his dad after the game. And it was like, people wanted to blame him. He had that great game with a broken finger. I was like, he broke his finger? I think it was like he was playing with a broken finger. He had broken it maybe earlier. Maybe he had broken in that game. I don't remember the full story, but maybe P.J. Washington, 2018, broken finger or something. I don't
and he was
remember.
In a boot, going into the tournament. I don't remember what the injury was. But
yeah. It has just been – it's been unlucky, but maybe that just means good luck down the horizon.
It's got to be coming.
That is the bad thing about injuries, though. It's not like all of a sudden you can just go to the big guy and be like, all right, we've hit our quota. But like you said,
exactly.
You could lose Ortega or Denzel on Saturday and then be like, oh, well, then the season's really over.
Yeah, there's no regression to the mean with injuries. It's not like you're cold from behind the 3-point line. Well, eventually we're going to heat up.
And the only positive for the coaching staff and the players is that there's no more guesswork. That hey, Colin, you've got to go be really consistent. You've had some stretches where you've been awesome, but you've also been unplayable at times. Denzel and Ortega, you all have got the ultimate green light. Just make sure the effort and energy is there. And then with the other guys, Andre Yelovich, he's going to be the starter probably the remainder of the season. He's pretty crafty. I've been impressed with some of the things that he can do. He can make a little something out of nothing when he seems dead to rights. I always appreciate basketball players that can do that. He had 2 difficult shots that both he made and made them look relatively easy. So he gets more minutes. And it's just, hey, we can't go to the bench if you're struggling anymore. You've got to figure it out. You've got to play. They will have some bench options, but not nearly as many. Not nearly as many. Thankfully, we talked about the depth all offseason, right? A texter on the Game Day Men's Health text line reminded us that The Exorcist is from 1973. And another texter said, oh, that's a long one. All right, we'll get to that one after our final commercial break. Several more texts in the Game Day Men's Health text line. Want to remind you, Game Day Men's Health are redefining men's wellness. No shortcuts, just results. Testosterone, peptides, weight loss, sexual performance therapy. Visit GameDayMen'sHealth.com, defining a new era in men's health. One final segment, Kentucky Roll Call, coming up on the Big X.
I'm gonna. Yeah. Yep.
Welcome back. One final segment, Kentucky Roll Call on Big X Sports Radio. During the commercial break, just talking about how fake AI articles on Facebook are just way out of control and how our parents' generation is just going to be in big, big trouble because they're going to see something that they think looks very, very real, but it's just a fake AI article. And Peak was like, me, I'm going to do that. And me too, probably, for what it's worth. Just wild stuff. Some of them, out of control. This is Kentucky Roll Call on Big X Sports Radio. Get your text into the Game Day Men's Health text line, 502-414-1450. We're going to read more text as the show goes on. Any other quick hitters, things that we didn't get to? I'm sure there's plenty.
Yeah, I'll come up with them as we go along.
Okay. I do want to talk a little bit about the weather for this weekend. We're 100 days out from the Kentucky Derby.
Whoa.
And they still have tickets available, too. I looked you have to, buy a 2-day ticket thing, I guess, for Oaks and Derby. And they have some reserved seating, dining options. It was like $2,600. You do get 2 days, but just, goodness gracious.
I'm out.
It's just so much money for a day at the races. Crazy to me. Let's go to this long text into the show. Good afternoon, roll call crew. From the start of the Pope era, I've been saying that the returners should be prioritized first, portal second, and freshmen third. So I have always defended Pope for the misses with the freshmen. I love that way even more after watching Lowe do everything he could to come back too soon from an injury twice, while JQ holds out because he's a guaranteed lottery pick. Since injuries appear to be inevitable for Kentucky, it's crazy to prioritize older players even more rather than your one-and-done freshman who will sit out for the entire year because he tweaked an ankle or his back is sore. Is it crazy to prioritize?
Well,
Pardon me.
Yeah, I mean, as long as, the older players aren't getting injured more. I get what he's saying, though. He's talking about a specific type of younger player, like a guy who's already on draft boards.
Yeah, if you can go get the top talent, you don't worry about them sitting out. In a perfect world, you get the top talent, you get the transfers that fit the roles that you need. Returning players do the returning player things you want them to do. And it's a good season, and the top talent doesn't want to sit out. They have no need to. They have no want to. They're having fun. They're enjoying playing. They stay healthy just by good luck, which wouldn't that be nice? And then there's no sort of decision of do we need to weigh our options here? That's in a perfect world. That's what should happen at Kentucky. That's what Kentucky basketball should do.
Did it for years.
It shouldn't be like this. And let's just be clear, while the injuries have stunk, that is not the sole reason that this year is at a 7 seed right now or wherever we're at.
That's a good point.
It hasn't helped. It has played, and now certainly as the season is, they've almost been better the more injured they've been.
Let's say Jalen Lowe doesn't get hurt. What's the actual ceiling? What was the ceiling for this team after you saw them play with I'll use air quotes, a fully healthy roster? We saw it a couple games.
JQ, but you have Jalen Lowe and everybody else is healthy.
Well, let's just say, yeah, sure.
I mean, probably like a 4 or 5 seed at tops. Really,
that's where I was at.
Yeah.
I'd say a 3 seed is your best case scenario, probably, and they probably only lose 4 or so games in the SEC, but I have a hard time seeing how Jalen Lowe helps you beat Michigan State or Gonzaga. I mean, he played in the Gonzaga game, right? So maybe JQ helps out in either of those, but I agree. I think the absolute ceiling after seeing how this team has played this year, the absolute ceiling looks like it was a 3 seed, and probably they land somewhere at a 4 or 5.
Yeah, the Kentucky team as it looks today was the pretty similar group that lost to North Carolina. You didn't have Lowe, you didn't have JQ. Just the difference is Mo Diabate didn't play in that game. And if you have him, you probably win. But it was a lot of the same people. Just offensively, you got nothing going that night. But that one would certainly help on the resume. And if you have Jalen Lowe for that one, maybe you win. Maybe he's enough offense that changes the dynamics there. But yeah, it does stink. But I still think this roster makeup in hindsight just wasn't where it should have been when it was all said and done in the offseason.
Totally agree.
Texter says, I feel like Price should be better at trivia. He's comically bad.
He's gotten
these dozen ones they can be tough. It's just that you never know what you're getting in the dozen. Texter says, God, I love this show. Thanks, guys. Thank you for listening. Yeah. We appreciate it. Another texter says, Ted Cruz is headed to Florida, but funny joke. Now, what's the difference, you know? Another texter, 502-414-1450 says, I'm not in favor of this, but I've heard that the governors go to the WEF to meet with international leaders and get them to bring businesses to their respective states. Also feel ancient that none of you knew the one-hit wonder Informer by Snow. I guess I better go take my Gurtol. Oh, sorry, buddy.
Once he played it, I know that song now.
Yeah.
I've heard it a few times. It's not like in my rotation.
I normally only listen to good music is my kind of thing.
Dang, that's harsh.
So that's no, actually
Corey's not listening. He seemed to like it.
I had heard that song. Hadn't heard it in many, many years. But no, I didn't. I couldn't tell you anything about that song.
But that's it.
Besides the fact that I'd heard it.
The first part of the text though is interesting to me. Is that how we get new businesses to come to come to Kentucky?
You have to go to the WEF. That's how you get new businesses.
Cool. I didn't know that. I didn't know that's. I always wondered why.
It's like a job fair, basically. It's just like an elitist job fair, and it just so happens to be at one of the most gorgeous places in the country.
In the world?
Or in the world, yeah. I guess Vegas.
Where are they at this year?
Vegas was booked. The Sphere was booked.
Oh, where are they at? Do you know where they're at this year?
I think it's always in Davos. This happens
all the time. Okay.
Yeah, they always go to Switzerland. It's always there.
I see it headquarters. Since 1971. Do you think, TJ? Now I get there's something about being in person, but could you do some of? I don't know. I feel like with cell phones and the internet, I feel like there's other ways to communicate.
You gotta be face to face.
Okay.
To talk about the new world order.
Oh, okay. I see.
That's what it is.
You don't want anybody hacking and getting all the secrets.
But thanks for the text to the show, Will. A texter says Peak is somehow saying Gonzaga even wronger than before.
How did I say it? Gonzaga. How am I? Because I thought it was because I say Gonzaga all the time, and I got corrected by people there. Like they were. It wasn't like friendly corrections either. It was like it's Gonzaga. Well, I don't know if I'm saying it right anymore, but they're like it's not. We're not the Zogs. We're the Zags. I'm like I thought you were the Bulldogs.
I'm not one to really ever correct anybody's pronunciations, but Gonzaga.
That's what I was saying. Gonzaga.
But again,
am I
probably not the
emphasizing
one
the A too much now? Yeah.
They're the Zags, Gonzaga. TJ's right. No point in going on and on about the injuries. It's unfortunate, but no one's going to feel bad for us. Exactly. And when Kentucky played LSU and they didn't have two of their better players, I
thought about it a lot.
Maybe made the win like a little bit. It was like, all right, you had to win on a last-second shot, and they didn't have their best two players. But we took it, baby. We took it because we needed it and earned it and deserved it. But we didn't feel bad for LSU. I sure as bleep didn't.
What if, who was it, Kiki, what was his name, from Auburn? Maybe if he would have played in 2019, maybe Kentucky just beats them anyway.
Oh, yeah, when they wheeled him out there in the second half. What a low-grade move from Bruce Pearl. Unbelievable. A texter says, how much do you think Joe Kraft is paying Hawthorne to sit? I don't think he's probably making a great deal of money, to be truthfully honest. If we're paying Hawthorne to redshirt.
How much do you think?
For over six figures, that's an absolute joke.
For over six figures?
If it's over six figures for him to be on the bench and not play, that is a complete and total joke.
Well, get ready to laugh, TJ.
What is it?
I don't know the exact number, but it's definitely over that.
Well, and then does that reset and he gets paid that same amount of money next year, or is it a deal for what, we're not paying him six figures to redshirt. And then it's like, all right, well, now we owe you another six figures and you're playing. I refuse to believe that. Now, if they had to pay that money for his commitment as a somewhat coveted freshman, I think
he's a 4-star.
Yeah, what was he committed to Pitt or somewhere? He's committed to West Virginia, Pitt, one of those places, and eventually made a good decision. If you paid him that and you just said, like, hey, this is for your redshirt year and your first year playing, then a little bit more understandable, but there's no way Kentucky's paying him six figures to not play. Just no way.
I'm pretty sure that they are.
I can't believe it. I can't believe it. You've got good sources. I trust your info. If I don't doubt that he's maybe getting six figures, although crazy, but that has to be somewhat included for next year to stay at Kentucky.
I think
play,
he's definitely one of the two-year guys.
Like a guarantee that he ain't going anywhere.
But what can you do? I mean, if he wants to go somewhere, they're not going to be able to stop him.
You sue him, like Washington and Duke.
Yeah, well, he'll just sue Kentucky.
Well, Kentucky can go to war. He just needs to sue the NCAA.
Right,
And then the NCAA like, how is this our fault? And then you just find a way. You find a way.
I hope he's good enough if he's good enough to play next year, is he not? I don't know. I'd love to be able to go and see some practice, some more recent practices, just to see Mark Pope is there, the coaching staff is there. I assume if he's good enough, they'll consider this. But
Tom Leach and Goose, they get to watch a ton of practices.
Yeah.
I bet if somebody can kind of slip in a question to them like, hey, how did Hawthorne look in the practices you all get to see? They'll probably say something. He's mostly doing scout team. We don't really get a great look at him.
Yeah.
But from what we've seen, we love the young man.
Yeah.
He's got a lot of potential. He's going to be great down the road. Probably not physically ready right now, but he'll be there in time.
Man, you do a really good Goose.
Well, thank you.
Are there any more texts?
There are plenty of texts. The impressive thing with Colin for me is that he's becoming more than just a spot-up shooter. Yeah. I just kind of wish he could get to a point where he could shake and bake, dribble a little bit, and then go into the shot. And that was beautiful when he had the big Lithuanian on him yesterday. He did kind of say, like, all right, come out and guard me, and you could tell the big guy was like, I'm not comfortable out here. And Colin was just able to keep baiting him out further to the point where the big man was like, okay, I can't go out any further, and that's when Colin just pulled and drained it and nailed it, and it was a big shot, and it was a big three. I wish he could get into a position he could do that against a guard, where a guard's on him, he's able to dribble, and then maybe take that step back and pull. But right now it seems like he needs to mostly be spot up or have plenty of space to be able to get his shot off. And I don't know if maybe the high arcing thing, that it just takes a little bit more time to get into a high arcing shot, but it is a thing of beauty. I'm worried that if he does that in an NCAA tournament game in a dome setting, that the wind could catch that bad boy, maybe take it away or something like that.
Maybe. Why does it feel like our guys have such slow shots?
It's the coaching. It's Mark Pope. No, I don't know. I do agree. Like, Otega Owe's release takes forever.
Jaspers takes a long time.
Yeah, even Cam's, while it's pretty, it's almost just like he's got to get it in that little, like, pop shot, like, cock it. Yeah, exactly. I totally agree. Somebody said Goose is suddenly an 1870s aristocrat. You know what? He's an aristocrat. He's an aristocrat.
Man, that's good.
Texter says, if you can't get a big-time recruit for next season, I think Dink Pate would be a nice consolation. I think Dink Pate would be an amazing addition to this year, next year, any year. I just would totally caution Kentucky fans to expect it. Certainly not to anticipate it.
It's got a high price tag, apparently.
I wouldn't doubt that either.
Like really high.
But I do wonder if somebody just came out flatly to Pope and said, all right, we heard what you said about the Alabama situation. Are you okay with the G League situation coming in? Are you all right with the G League players coming and playing? And if he would just say, no, I'm talking about like all, once you leave college basketball, once you decide not to play college basketball, you're done. Or if he says, no, I'm talking about dudes who signed NBA contracts. Because I don't think Dink Pate ever signed an NBA contract. I think he's just done G League. And I could be wrong about that. Another texter says, Lights is Journey's best song. I thought Coldplay sang Lights. Lights will guide you home. The NCAA could very easily just not consider their game against Tennessee on Saturday. Teams are a seed line off all the time. That's another interesting take on the Mark Pope commentary.
Mm-hmm. That
you still seed them, they're still in the tournament, but when they get kind of what you were alluding to. When they get that bad seed, you can say, wink, wink, nod, nod. Yeah, we valued some of your wins more than others.
Yes. Yeah, you can.
Yeah,
it's
that's
all
awesome.
subjective. There's no formula for this. If the computers ever they turn it over to a computer one day to seed the teams,
then what if he's eligible the rest of the season? And I mean, they win all those games.
Yeah, but you can still just.
You're gonna say you just devalued every single win they have?
You can just that we just thought they were a 6 seed. Yeah, but all the computers say they should be a 2 seed. Well, that's not what we thought, and I guess we've got it wrong before. We'll see. They're in the tournament. Play it out. The only thing it does do is it punishes whoever team's got to play them in the first round.
Here's ultimately why you can't do this, though, is because we all believe the selection committee is just a sham, and
it just furthers that thought.
And if you actually wink, wink, nod, nod, did it, then who's ever trusting it ever, ever, ever again? So as much as I think it's a fun idea, that's why I would almost just come out and be like, no, you're not allowed in the tournament. You played an ineligible player. I don't care if you played him. I don't care if a judge told you that you played him. The NCAA tournament is a reward for teams that had great regular seasons, and to us, your season was not validated. Now, then they just get sued again, so obviously we're just dream weaving here, and none of these things are actually going to happen. But as much as I would love for them to be corrupt, you can't do it, because theoretically we're going to have a century more of the NCAA tournament. I hope I hope that we get 100 more years of March Madness. It is the greatest thing in sports, as much as they're trying to crush it and ruin it by actually doing conspiracy theories. That wouldn't be good for the long run, in my opinion.
Probably not.
Because we will get all this stuff figured out at some point. We're living in the Wild West of the NCAA right now. And there's more structure most years. They've got the NCAA football, or they've got the basketball transfer portal stuff figured out. You get 15 days after the end of the season.
Yeah.
So we're getting there. It's going to, who knows, maybe it's a year, maybe it's 5 years, but we'll figure it out. We don't need to go full Game of Thrones.
So then do you think Kentucky should stop trying to play the moral high ground here and do what their rivals, the teams that they're competing against in their conference, are doing?
If I was a coach, would do whatever I could legally do to win.
Okay.
And maybe
and they did reach out to Dink Pate.
So they have reached out to him.
That I've heard that they've at least reached out to him. So I don't know if that. What does that even mean? Did Jason Hart, who already knows him, texted him?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It could be very. It may not be very significant, but I think that if everybody else is going to be playing, you can't hold yourself to a different set of rules than everybody else because you just don't believe in it.
That was your phone. Made a weird noise.
Oh, 5-iron golf.
But hey, we love 5-iron golf.
Sure do. Might be going there today. We'll see.
We'll see. He just goes to 5-iron golf on a willy-nilly.
Yeah, I was going to say for business or pleasure, but
no,
it would be for pleasure.
It's funny. I got an email from them just randomly, but Jacqueline and I talked about going there tonight. We haven't had a Thursday date in a while, so we're going to do that.
God, imagine having that much freedom.
Yeah.
You know what? It's 2 p.m. Might as well go to 5-iron later.
Well, later. I still have work to do.
Hey, he's just now waking up, producer.
I started my day a couple hours ago.
Get off his back. All right, so what's the latest weather updates, fellas? I actually have this. I've been.
Which model are you using?
I've been totally in the know, really, up until the last 6 hours. As of this morning, up until this point, I'm out of the loop. But this weather stuff, it changes. So, what are the weather folk in Kentucky saying?
I'm on the AccuWeather right now, to see what.
I've seen people say 12 to 18.
12 to 18
in Louisville.
In Louisville? What about Lexington? What is that looking like?
Apparently, it's worse the more south you go.
Okay, what about east?
Well, that's where I think the ice and stuff is coming in, right? Or no?
I'm trying to find a precipitation. Where is this at? Okay, it's going to be very cold. It says.
Yeah, so that's what they're a little worried about, is that this snow is going to come in, and it's just going to, it could be like a foot of snow, could be more, probably would be less, would be my guess, and it's going to get so cold that the snow is just going to be like freezing, that the snow plows and stuff will have a tougher time being able to remove it because it's just going to be so cold. Is that true? I have no idea. I haven't kept up with it. But it looks like also it's getting pushed back starting a little bit later. When they first started talking about this bad boy, they were like, it's going to start Friday evening. And then they were like, all right, it's going to be middle of the night Saturday. Now it looks like it's going to be starting Saturday morning.
Which is the worst case scenario for Jack Pilgrim and I as we try to make our voyage to Rupp Arena and trying to figure out if we need to sit this one out or not. If it's going to be while we're driving there is when it gets bad. Because we won't really know. We won't know definitively how bad the roads are. And we got to drive on 64.
Have you all done your grocery store stops?
Yes. Yeah.
I went yesterday, but I'll probably swing by like today or tomorrow if I need one more thing or something like that. But also maybe just to see how bad it is. I know in some parts of the state and especially further south, it's gotten really bonkers. But be safe. It could be. It really could be like, things are shut down for a few days if it's as bad as they say it's going to be. But I haven't seen the most recent updates, but I have heard those numbers all thrown around. But, the last I heard, it's going to start a little bit later than they thought on Saturday and go all day Saturday, even maybe into the evening. And then, who knows, Sunday, Saturday, or Sunday and Monday. They're saying even maybe by like next Thursday there could be even another winter storm coming to the region. So who knows? It's winter madness. Thanks to Corey Price for the trivia. We'll be back tomorrow at noon for a Friday edition of Kentucky Roll Call on Big X Sports Radio. Stephen Peak, producer Matt Childers, TJ Walker.